everyone, I'm back from what turned out to be a pretty long hiatus and I'm really sorry about that. I really hope you're all doing okay with everything going on in the world right now. Things are really weird at the moment and personally my university has closed and we're right in the middle of the most stressful time of our final year. So obviously that isn't very ideal, but I know none of this is ideal for anyone. Still, to turn this on a more positive note, with all the Draw This in Your Style challenges going on at the moment, I've been feeling so inspired and the art community feels like such a happy place right now. So that has kind of been getting me back in the creative mood. And honestly, the last time that I felt this excited about art and this passionate to draw every single day was probably when my YouTube channel started, and that was way back in 2014, 2015. It's just made me want to draw and I really do love this challenge so much. And before we properly get into this video, I just want to thank today's sponsor, which is Skillshare, for supporting my channel. I've been using the platform myself for a few years now, and if you aren't already familiar, Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes on topics such as digital art, design, photography, and many more. I really like the way that the classes are set up because you can learn through a combination of video lessons and also class project. Because I've been feeling quite anxious and uncertain lately, I really enjoyed Miralee Patel's Drawing for Personal Growth class, which talks about creativity as self-care, which is something I really needed right now, and Mira's voice is really calming and it put me at ease, and it also just kind of reminded me why I enjoy drawing so much, and that is partly because I find it to be really therapeutic. Because Skillshare is curated for learning, there are no ads to distract you from classes, and it works out to be pretty affordable at less than $10 a month if you get the annual membership. So if you would like to try out Skillshare for yourself, they were kind enough to offer 2 months free for the first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link in the description. So click the link below and check out some of the classes that Skillshare has to offer. Okay, so as I mentioned at the start of the video, there are so many Draw This in Your Style challenges going around on Instagram at the moment, which I was really happy about because I love doing them, and this particular one from Magdalina really caught my eye. It is in celebration of her hitting 50,000 followers, and I love the character design. I think it's really cool. I loved her outfit and her pose. I think I would actually wear that outfit myself because it's just such a cute outfit. Most of all, I really liked her expression. I thought it would be a really fun challenge. Not to mention there's a hand in there as well, doing a cool pose. Those are two very challenging things for me, expressions and hands. So I was like, I'm going to give this a shot. I'm going to see what I can do. And I'm so proud of how the final piece came out. I think this is one of my favourite drawings that I've done this year so far. But yeah, like I said, I thought the expression would be a fun challenge. You don't really see me doing too many expressive drawings on this channel, and that's something I really want to change this year. I really want to push myself further and further outside of my comfort zone this year. So this was a really cool way to do it. To talk a little bit about my process, you'll notice that I'm using Procreate in a lot of my videos nowadays, and that is because for the most part I mostly draw in Procreate now. I had a really long learning curve with it. When I first got my iPad, I hated drawing on Procreate. I just didn't get how to do it and I just found it too difficult. But now that I'm kind of used to the program and I have my own set way of working, I actually find it easier to draw on my iPad than I do on my computer. Not to mention the fact that if I want to go downstairs and watch TV or something, I can literally be working on my video and watching something, and with my old setup, it's not like I can lug my computer downstairs, my desktop computer, and draw. Yeah, that's one of the main reasons why you're seeing Procreate a lot more in my videos, but I did want to say that I am still going to be making digital art videos on my computer as well, so I'm actually thinking of having a creator tutorial coming soon, so that will definitely come sometime soon. But anyway, as for my process in Procreate, you'll notice that I started off with sort of a basic sketch, then I lay down all the flat colours, map out some shadows, and then I sort of just kind of paint everything and blend it all together. I was trying to think about light a little bit more in this piece and thinking about how light would hit her as a character. You may notice that something that I like to have in my drawings is I love to put in a rim light. I don't know what it is with me and rim lights, but I'm a little bit obsessed with adding a rim light on. So you'll notice I add this sort of blue edge light around her hair, and That's sort of the room light look I was going for. Oh, and one detail that I really liked on Magdalena's piece is how she has this really adorable like little cat pin on her blazer, and that was so much fun to draw. I really liked that was something that she included on the character. It just made her feel more like a real character, because like little details like that I think really make a character. Oh, and one of the reasons that I love these Draw This in Your Style videos so much, and I love making them, is because it gives me the opportunity to talk about some of my favourite artists on Instagram, and artists that I really admire and look up to. And with Magdalena, I absolutely love her art style and her line art, and she always has really nice colour schemes in her work as well. As always with these videos, I have the artists that I'm talking about linked in the description, so if you aren't for some reason following Magdalena, I will have her link down below. You can also follow me on Instagram. I'm trying to be more active there now that I have a little bit more time. And I'm so close to hitting 30,000 followers, so I would really appreciate if you guys followed me there. I was even considering maybe doing my own Draw This in Your Style if I hit 30,000, but we'll have to see about that. Oh, and one of the very last things I did was the hand that I drew was bothering me so much. In the past, I would have just been like, oh well, and posted it anyway. There's been many times in the past where I've posted a hand that didn't turn out very well and I just couldn't be bothered to fix it. But this time it was bugging me so much. I really liked everything else about this piece, but I knew the hand was off. So I got both my sister and my mum to do the pose for me. I took pictures of their hands and then I used that as reference. I'm really glad that I made the effort to do that. I really didn't want to. I was so reluctant to redraw the hand because I'd already like painted the finished thing, but I just knew it was gonna bother me if I didn't fix it. So that was one of the things I made sure to do, and now I look at it and I don't hate the hand anymore, so that's a good thing. But oh my god, hands are such a struggle. I'm sure you guys can relate. Let me know down below, if you finish a piece and you know that the hand is off, would you go back and fix it, or would you just be like, oh whatever, it doesn't matter? Because that's what I used to be like. But I'm trying to be less like that now. The next piece that I'm drawing comes from Sophiescribble on Instagram. I love Sophie's art style so much. I think all her characters look so cute. And one thing that I really admire about her drawings is that she's an amazing character designer. She has such variation in her character designs and they always have really interesting silhouettes. So that is something that really inspires me. I would love to be half as good at character design as she is. I'll put some examples on the screen so you guys can see. I absolutely loved the design of this elf girl for her Draw This in Your Style. I actually had so many issues trying to sketch out this drawing, whereas with the last drawing I didn't really change up the pose at all. Something I see a lot of people do when they do their own interpretation of a Draw This in Your Style is they'll change up the pose or the expression. I always think it looks so cool, but when I try and do it myself, I run out of ideas of what new pose I should do or what new expression I should do. This time around I only made a tiny alteration, and it was an alteration that surprised me. Whereas there was no hand visible in the original drawing, I put in a hand. Why did I do that to myself? Why would I add in a hand when there didn't need to be one? But anyway, I just thought it would be a nice challenge. I say that and I laugh because it wasn't a nice challenge, because it was such a weird, awkward pose to draw. The overall vibe I feel like is still there. You get what I was going for. This hand I'm not as happy with as the other hand. I still think it looks okay though, but the idea is that she's holding her hair. Side note, I would love for my hair to be as long as hers. I've been trying to grow my hair for such a long time, and I swear my hair gets to a certain point and it just stops growing. Is that like a thing that can actually happen, or am I just imagining it? I don't know. But anyway, you'll see me kind of doing the same process again. I lay down all the basic colours. This was one that looked kind of finished early on, but I kept rendering it further and further. Normally with details such as like the flowers and the leaves in her hair, I'll leave them looking kind of sketchy because I can't be bothered to finish rendering them because I've already spent so long on like the hair and everything else. But this time I was like, no, I'm gonna make sure every single aspect of this piece is as detailed as it can be. And I'm so glad that I did push myself to add all those extra details in. When it comes to clothes, I never really bother painting them that detailed. I'm sure you've noticed in the past, but I really hate rendering clothes, and I think it stems from the fact that I just haven't done enough studies of how clothes look. When it came to the shirt, I actually put in individual folds. I was looking at a reference of girls wearing very similar shirts to what she's wearing, and I'm really glad I did that. I put in the individual stitches as well on the jeans. Like, I went overboard with the details. But yeah, like I said, I'm glad I did that. I also added some like matching nail polish to her fingernails, and I thought that would be a cute little detail to add. Also, sorry if the quality of my voice recording changes throughout the video. I've been using my iPad as a microphone because my old Blue Snowball broke, and I just realized like halfway through this video that I was talking into the wrong end of the iPad. So I was just sat there like an idiot talking into the non-microphone end. So hopefully my voice wasn't too muffled at the start. I'm really sorry about that, guys. My birthday's coming up, and one of the things I've asked for as a birthday present is literally a new microphone. I'm really trying to get back into posting to YouTube again, especially with all this newfound inspiration I have. I just want to say thank you for being so patient with me over the last 3 years that I've been at university, because I know I used to post way more frequently. I used to post like twice a week sometimes, or at least once a week, and now it's almost like twice a month, if that. It's been like 3 months since I last uploaded. But in a month's time, I'm going to be completely finished with university, which is really scary. I'm going to be so relieved to have way more free time and hopefully actually begin to post. I know this sounds kind of dumb, but I'm just excited to draw and excited to improve and do way more backgrounds. Actually, interestingly enough, when I was working on this particular drawing, it really did remind me of just summer. I think it's just all the colours in it just made me think of summer, and summer is my favourite season. I love the hot weather. I live in England, so we don't get a lot of hot weather. We mostly get a lot of cold and rain, but when summer does finally come along, then everything's nice and sunny and bright and lovely. And then I was like, oh, this would be a really good opportunity to paint in some nice background. I thought it would be really cool if I added in some clouds and maybe like some distant, like not islands, I guess islands, yeah, and sort of like the sea behind her, so she's kind of standing in an environment. This is one of the parts where I had all these cool ideas and then I was sort of running out of time because I'd already spent like almost 5 hours on this drawing, which is quite a long time for me to spend on a drawing. So I didn't get around to doing a background. I'm kind of kicking myself because I feel like it would have just pushed it that much further. I guess that is something to do for the next Draw This in Your Style I do. But yeah, please let me know if you like this format of video. There are so many Draw This in Your Styles going around, so there are so many that I would happily partake in. I know Pernil has like 2 new ones, and I've already made like a sketch for each of them because I really wanted to draw them. So yeah, this was literally so much fun to work on. As for my Drawing Your OCs series, I don't actually get that many entries anymore, so if you have a character of your own that you really want me to draw, there are details down below in the description on how you can enter my Drawing Your OCs series. And finally, the very last thing I wanted to say is I'm thinking that for one of my next videos, I really want to work on a new Draw This again. There is this old drawing of mine called Spring, and I was looking at it the other day and I was thinking, oh my god, I so want to redraw this because I feel like I could do it so much better now. And because it is spring, I just feel like it's a very appropriate time to redraw that piece. So definitely keep an eye out for that because hopefully that will be coming soon. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know how you're doing in the comments and how you're passing the time. And I'll see you again in my next video. Goodbye, guys.